Reaction tonight from a family friend of that pilot.
Noontime, investigators with the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, were inspecting the crash site from every angle. The NTSB was expected to have people on scene soon after. That agency set to take the lead role. From the tail number, we know it's a one-seat lightweight rotor craft, a very small helicopter. The initial report indicating that it crashed Sunday afternoon before dusk, quote, under unknown circumstances. Carson Fingerly has known the pilot for years. He works with the man's son. He says the pilot is the owner of the farm property where the crash took place in what appears to be a grass airstrip. A spokesperson for the FAA's Public Affairs Office in Chicago told me besides looking over physical evidence at the scene, investigators will try to speak to any witnesses for insight about what happened. A neighbor shared with us that her family was outside Sunday afternoon and they heard the helicopter buzzing around overhead. They didn't hear any noises associated with the crash, realizing that something went wrong when emergency vehicles started showing up one after the other. The farmer and pilot for roughly 50 years pursued a passion for flying. He at one time owned a Cessna single-engine airplane, but sold that and more recently flew the tiny helicopter.
So what he lived for is flying. It's really fun to see him. He always got excited about flying, and even when he couldn't fly, he'd talk about how nice of a day it was. He's like, man, I'd love to be flying today.
Investigators working to find a cause will likely pull maintenance records on the aircraft and check to see if there is any surveillance video that might shed light on what went wrong. From North Manchester, Jeff Newmeyer, Fort Wayne's NBC.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And he tells us also that investigators will try to get a hold of any audio recordings, if they exist, or conversations between the pilot and air traffic controllers around the time that helicopter went down. Linda?